Hey guys, welcome. Facebook Live, welcome guys. Welcome guys. Welcome guys, welcome.
Thanks for being on, guys. Welcome. If you guys can drop us some love.
There you go.
And there's the man, the myth, the legend right there himself, Todd Cahill.
Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing better than most. I heard everybody in the Midwest is getting slammed with some nastiness.
Yes, it's very nasty, freezing cold.
I appreciate your time.
Sure.
I'm not gonna waste anybody's time. I'm gonna honor your time. I'm gonna honor everybody else's time. We're gonna jump right into things. If you guys are watching in, tag in where you guys are watching in from. If you guys are watching the replay, #replay. And I wanted to share some valuable information, share this guy's energy, and just really light up this Facebook Live. So without further ado, I wanted to introduce a friend of mine, a business mentor, fellow network marketer, author, father of 3, husband, the master of following systems, the master of execution, Todd Cahill, everybody.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
I really appreciate your time and energy,
Sure.
everything that you do for our team. Share a little bit about your story, a little bit about before network marketing, kind of your upbringing, your mindset of network marketing, how you got into it. All yours.
Yeah, cool. Well, thanks for having me, Jared. Appreciate it. And where are you at right now? Are you in Arizona?
I am in sunny Arizona. I got sunburned today.
Nice. Oh, man, you're lucky. Yeah, I'm in Illinois because my wife is from here. So I got no, you fall in love, you just have to move where the love is, right? Especially if she's the wife. Happy wife, happy life. But yeah, I got, speaking of women, strong women, my mom was in Mary Kay, like, growing up. So I grew up in, like, 5 pink Cadillacs throughout, like, elementary school and junior high school and stuff. So I just knew that it worked because, like, a lot of times people think, like, being an entrepreneur in that industry, I've heard this so many times that, you don't really make money. No one really makes money doing that. So I saw my mom make not crazy money, but it was always that extra money that we had for, like, trips and extra, like, cars and things that really supplemented her income as a teacher and also as a insurance saleswoman. And then I saw my aunt and uncle do very well in high school. They actually became, like, massively successful in a startup network marketing company. But, it wasn't for me at the time because I wasn't even 18. So I just kind of viewed that. I saw it, my own family members doing well, having meetings in my living room, having meetings in my basement, and when I was playing basketball after school in the driveway. So I wasn't very skeptical at all. I just never thought it was for me because nobody really wants to do what their parents do. Like, that's her thing. And, that's my dad's thing, stuff like that. But I went to college. I went to Liberty on a full scholarship to play basketball. We went to the tournament and everything back early 2000, 2001. And then September 11th happened, and it was a little crazy, obviously, for all of us. And I decided to drop out of school and pursue sales in the newspaper business. So I started selling newspaper subscriptions at the local Kroger and the local grocery stores. And I got 25 of my football teammates to do it with me, and then they made overrides and stuff, and I was the sales director of the newspaper, and then that actually transferred into a raise to Myrtle Beach, and became the director there of the newspaper in my early 20s. And then I just was kind of lost. I was making good money. I don't know, I think like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a week when you're 20, 21, bought my first home on the ocean. But I was by myself in a place where a lot of people don't live. They vacation, so it's a lot of snowbirds. in Myrtle Beach. And I just was lost. And I remember kind of being led to, I didn't know what God was doing, but he kind of really gripped my life. And it was a 2-day event kind of thing where I was kind of in my condo and I couldn't move. And I just felt something was about to happen. And I got a call from my friend, and make a long story short, was interviewed by John Maxwell's company. I got hired on the spot by a guy by the name of Gabe Lyons, who now is a New York Times bestselling author, and another guy by the name of Mark Cole. Now, Mark Cole is the CEO of the John Maxwell company. So he's John's right-hand man right now. He's got red hair. He's just one of the nicest men I've ever met in my life. He's really one of my first mentors, and he's still at that company now. So I was able to get an environment for about 2 years of being, seeing an author, someone that wrote the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, which went on to sell 10 million copies. I met Michael Abershoft, who has a great book out. It's called It's Your Ship, many years ago. He was an admiral in the Navy. Ken Blanchard, Paul J. Meyer, Rudy Giuliani. I mean, I was literally around these men, and strong women too. Joyce Meyer was around her, and a bunch of Christian female pastors that I was around. So I never thought I would write a book one day at that time, but it just got to me as far as leadership goes. And I ended up quitting John Maxwell's company after 2 years being the rookie of the year and the #1 salesperson to become the next John Maxwell. That was my passion. And then I was, introduced to network marketing about a year later. And I started developing a skill set where, I was, leading myself and leading others and being an entrepreneur and being in the business community. I also started a church in San Diego, and that all kind of came to fruition when I moved to San Diego. And so about 10 years, I went from zero to hero in that business, made millions of dollars, went to an anti-aging skin company, did very well there for about 6 years, and then came over to Isogenics about a year and a half ago with my wife because I really just love working out. I mean, after this, I'm going to go hit the gym with my trainer and try to bear the cold weather at the drive. But I love working out, man. I love health. I love the battle between you versus your health. And that led me to write a book about 3 years ago that comes out next month, all in Barnes & Noble and all in 5 different countries and all over the country, all over the airports, all over the top airports in the country. So it's really a dream come true, and a lot of work is, put into that.
So it's going to be in 3, you said 5 languages?
5 countries. It's
5
in
countries.
all over. Yeah. One of my dreams is when I was so broke and I was basically homeless. Like when I after John, I moved to San Diego, started church. Really didn't have a lot of money. I wasn't making hardly any money at all working for him. But I just was so excited about leadership, and I ended up losing my job as a personal trainer because I got my car repossessed. And I went to Barnes & Noble and I started reading these success books, and that's where I got my education. And I just imagined and visualized myself being an author of one of those books one day and actually being able to walk into Barnes & Noble and see my own book. And that's literally happening in Chicago, literally a block from where we live, downtown Chicago, is that Barnes & Noble is going to hold my book, and it's going to be right there, right when you walk in. So I'm going to go and sign some copies and have some signings at different Barnes & Noble. But that took about 15 years to develop myself into an author, a speaker, a coach, but I was shy, I was timid, I had no influence. I had to really work hard in order to really gain that. And doors started to open and a lot of doors closed, but that kind of led me to where I'm at today and really fulfilling my dream.
Learning the skills, and I think we both agree that putting in the work is the action is action. That's what you inspire me the most, is even when you're tired or you have the wife and the kids home and you want to spend time with them, you still have work to do. And you still do it even when you don't want to. That's probably one of the biggest things that I think most people that we coach struggle with. Would you agree?
Yeah, I've been up since 9 a.m. I'm still not done. After this, I'm going to go work out. When I come back, I'm being interviewed on 2 more podcasts. By the time I get done with my day, it's probably going to be midnight. And then I'll probably relax for an hour, then go to bed, and then do it all over again. I'm just in that season right now where dreams are about to come true for both me and my wife. And we're just both hardworking people. And we've never been given anything. Like, I don't have rich parents. She doesn't have rich parents. We had to pay for everything, when we got married. And, we're just like self-made with the help of many other people, obviously. But, I think a lot of people just, have to understand, like, it's a mindset. Like, if you really want to live an incredible, exceptional life, it really just comes down to skills and, of course, mindset and the capacity to be able to learn so that you can be coachable and develop those certain skills so that you can start developing a different lifestyle. And we truly love our lifestyle. I mean, we got 2 homes and travel and, we're going on vacation, many times this year, and but it takes a lot of hard work. We've been through a lot of battles, and that's why I really like my book, because I'm still going through a lot of the battles that we face, and that I wrote about. So I'm definitely not an expert, so to speak, but I think my mindset has won over a lot of those battles to be, an author and do the things that I'm about to do in 2019.
That's awesome. I'm going to jump right into this. So Todd just wrote You versus You. I shouldn't say just wrote, as he just said. It took him 15 years to envision and go through all the wisdom, all the life experiences, getting kicked in the face multiple times.
Yep.
You versus You, 12 ways to kick your own ass and win. How did you come up with the 12 battles? Let's just start there.
Yeah, well, it was going and writing down kind of on the whiteboard here. So I'm always like around whiteboards and Post-it notes. And, I knew I had a book inside of me, like within me. But I didn't know, like, I didn't want to write another self-help book, but I always wanted to be an author, but I didn't want to write a book just on leadership because, John Maxwell does that. And, but like, how can I, number one, have a great title, the 12 ways to kick your own ass and win. And how did I come up with the 12? Well, it really originally was 14, but we narrowed it down to 12. And I really just took the 12 battles that we're all going to face. It's guaranteed. Like, you're going to face them, Jared. I've already faced them, and we'll face them. All your watchers and followers are going to face these 12. But they're major battles. Like, for instance, you versus your promises. How many times have we tried to keep our word, but we couldn't keep our word? Or we said we're going to do something, and we didn't do it, and how bad we felt. You versus your knowledge. That's an interesting one because, in our educational system, that's why I became an entrepreneur. They don't teach what I learned in Barnes & Noble at Liberty University. What they taught in college was complete BS compared to what I learned at Barnes & Noble, how to be successful. So, what are you really learning, and how do we unlearn what we've already learned, like Yoda, right? So it's like we are constantly in that battle of our knowledge and what we should be learning or what we kind of should not hold on to anymore. So, and we also see myself and a lot of people in my 15 years of coaching really self-sabotage themselves, really go from maybe here to massive success, but then go completely down. Maybe they were afraid of success or failure. And then you got a huge battle is your dreams. I mean, 96% of people never accomplish their dreams. Only really 4 to 6% of people actually do what they said they're going to do when they were young and fulfill that dream and stay true to it. But you got the naysayers and all the people out there that are trying to always pull down, and it's so easy to listen to that. So we address that. We address relationships, finances, health obviously is a big one, especially what you do and what I do, and isogenics and supplements and meal plans and working out and really, treating your body, training up your body the way that you want it to be treated, and, having that love and respect for your body. And with that said, one of the things that my pet peeves is when you have leaders in a church and you have leaders in business and you have leaders, maybe even an author, and they're very successful and they're massively overweight. It's like, if you're overweight, it's one of those things where there's so many different reasons probably why, but I just always, and I'm not talking about you're 5 pounds overweight, I'm talking about obese. Sure. There's such a struggle there, and you've been there a little bit yourself, and you've been able to really trim that up and look amazing and just completely change not only your outside look, but what it's done for you on the inside, and that confidence and that strength, because it just has carried over in all the other battles that you're going to face, and it makes those battles a lot easier. So I just, I really don't get why people just are okay with living a mediocre life. And they don't realize, like football, the game of football is inches. You win. The New England Patriots are not superstars. Tom Brady is not a superstar. Everyone thinks he's like the greatest quarterback of all time. And yes, he is. But he's not a Michael Jordan. He's not a naturally gifted athlete like Michael Jordan was. He is a inch-by-inch, play-by-play, fundamental quarterback. The guy can't even run. I mean, they just kind of made fun of him because they just got 1,000 yards in rushing after, 14 or 16 seasons. But the reason he is the greatest of all time is because he takes the ball inch by inch, play by play. And that's what my whole premise is about this book. Is like any given Sunday, we are in hell right now. And the only way to win is we got to win it inch by inch, play by play. And that's really how these 12 battles are fought, is not just massive wins and massive, conquering. And it's just that every day, every choice matters. Every minute matters, every day matters in our life, and we have a choice to really win these battles or not. And that's what the premise of the book is all about.
Love it. So there's 12 battles. Like we said, I picked out 3 of my favorites. You versus your finances,
Yep.
you versus your relationships, and you versus your health. And we've already discussed the health one. Shed some value on the money mindset and you versus your finances when it comes to in the book you're asking 100 people what success means to them or what their relationship with money is. Where did you start with your money mindset when you were younger? Being even essentially homeless to where you guys are at now financially. Where did it all start up here?
Well, and that was a cool kind of study that, I went through the book in different places all over the world and different people and what they think of money. And the bottom line is, for me, and I can speak for myself, and I don't know how you all feel about money. Sometimes a lot of people are afraid of it. Sometimes they think money is, more money, more greed, and, more money, more problems. It's not true. But the worst thing that I've heard in the 15 years that I've coached many, many people is, and you probably said it, I know I've said it in the past, is I can't afford that. I can't afford it. And for me, I really had to dissect that whole, I can't afford, well, why can't you? Of course you can afford it. Now, maybe technically, maybe not this moment, you can't afford that Porsche right now, or you can't afford the Bentley or the Rolls Royce or the mansion or the big home. Like I said, I was homeless 15 years ago, and I'm living in a 6,000 square foot beautiful home on a golf course now. And we have a downtown Gold Coast condo and the best real estate in all of downtown Chicago right now. But 15 years ago, I couldn't afford it, but I never said that. So all I needed was an opportunity to grow my money mindset, which is a mind game. And that's why on my book, you notice the cover, it's a brain. It's not a battle or it's not a hammer. It's a brain. In order for you to win the battle in life, you have to work your mind. This is the number one organ, and this can control everything. And once I started controlling my subconscious mind and implanting new thoughts of how I looked at money and how I really thought money really was, and that it can come freely through imagination. Because look, I'm working on a project right now that's probably going to bring in $500,000 in the next month. And it's because me and my wife are imagining it. We're creating it. We're writing notes about it. And it's more money than I've ever made in my life. And it's not network marketing only. Network marketing, I've been blessed to make millions of dollars. And it comes easy for me now after 15 years. But we're talking about, I want to get to that next level, like level up, like, completely make more money than I've ever made in my life off imagination and ideas and using the skill set that I've acquired, but also having massive faith. And one of the things that most people, this is where they go wrong, they have a backup plan. If you have a backup plan, you haven't really made a true decision. So once you decide to really make more money and what the amount of money is and go after it, even if you've never had a lot of money that you made in the past, I'm telling you, the world is going to start opening up doors for you like never before. But it takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of guts. And it's just like that Think and Grow Rich story Napoleon Hill talks about, how the general burnt the ships and said, we're either going to win today or we're all going to die. Yep. And I think that's scary, but if you really want to become a millionaire and if you want to become very successful, it's either you do this. You ain't going to be a millionaire at your job. No one is. No one's going to be massively successful financially. They can live a great lifestyle, travel the world, hang out with their dog all the time, do the things that we love to do at a job. You just can't. But during the, not the work day, but after you get off of the work, a lot of people just sit and watch Netflix and they just chill, Netflix and chill. Well, work your 9 to 5, and then from 5 to 9, work your imagination and work that side business like an Isogenics that can build your wealth slowly but surely, or even fast. It depends on who you are. And then boom, now you have so many more options in life and you feel so confident in who you are that you become unstoppable, literally in all aspects. So, but because of what I've learned now in the real world, the world of business, non-network marketing world, that's where I'm going on top of, the network marketing world. So it's something I wanted to kind of brand out of, still have so much respect for it and still do it. We're still crushing it. Yep. But that's not who I am only. Network marketing got me to the place that I needed to, especially with the money to invest in the book. So that way I can truly live my destiny and my purpose and what God called me to do.
Impacting more people.
Absolutely. So
awesome.
It's a beautiful thing.
Last one we'll touch on is you versus your relationship. And I think one of the things that Todd and I have a lot of same outlook and the same perspective, is putting in effort into relationships. Not only, obviously, I'm single, Todd's married, but watching him and Kristen have quality time. They have their balanced time where they're spending time with kids. They have time where they're alone. They have time where they're working their business individually, and they have time where they're working their business together.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of where you're at with a balance with relationships and creating a culture as a leader, bringing people in as community, because I know that's huge with Isogenics and what we do.
Yeah, I wrote obviously about you versus your relationships, and once people read the book, I get really real in that chapter. It's not like,
Sure
oh yeah, I'm the expert, I'm the greatest guy. Everyone needs to listen to me. No, I actually get vulnerable. I get truthful on my failures with relationships. But one of the most beautiful relationships I have, or the most beautiful relationship I have other than God, is with my wife. And we've learned a lot of we've only been married for about 2 years now, and it's been so up and down, and just some of the challenges that we've had. And I'm not just talking about within each other, but just on the outside, just life, and coming from a divorce and kids and back and forth, and all that stuff, that the dynamics of that, and how we've grown so much as a couple. So I think yes, it is balance for sure. I think there's times where you have to shut your phone off, absolutely, and you have to, even if you want to work, and me and you are so like go achievers. I think the biggest achievement is to do nothing. The biggest achievement is to be still, and to be in the moment, and to be with your spouse, and even if you're just lying in bed, talking. We love to just talk, and we love to, of course, just chill and watch a movie, or just relax, or read. Like this morning, I was doing my devotions and she was doing her devotions, like right next to each other. But just learning, and just even in silence, we're getting closer together. So you just got to make that time. Don't get so busy in life where you look back when you're 90 years old and you're like, oh, I wish I would have spent more time with him or her, or my parents, or my children. Because life is obviously too short, and nobody wants to live in that regret. But I think we've all failed in relationships, but as we all know, that is the most important part of your life. And it's not just a love relationship, it's friendships, it's colleagues, it's even down to enemies, and how you treat your enemies, people that don't like you, how you really look at them, maybe differently, in a different perspective, and redefine the battle. I think the 3 R's. You return to it, you redefine it, and kind of return to the choices too, and making the right choices on what you need to do to get win that battle, instead of continuing to lose that battle. Because people have been married 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. I mean, I just can't imagine. I get it, you've been divorced once, maybe it was a bad choice. I got married young, I didn't know what I was doing. Sure. But now that I'm married, I'm in my mid-30s, like, this is it. Like, it's do or die on this one. This isn't like, we'll see how it works, and hey, if I got to, no, this is do or die. So it's like, just making that commitment, obviously, is very, very important as well.
And putting in the work. You guys put in the work.
Oh yeah.
There's no there's no stagnancy in that relationship, which is really neat to see. It's refreshing, because
we're always growing. Being stagnant sucks. And especially with another female, like, females are always wanting security. They want growth. They want a man. They want a man to not just take care of them, but that's obviously important, but they want a man to be a man. And for me to be a man every day, I have to grow. Like, if I'm not growing, I'm a boy. And I've been a boy before, but it's time to man up. And I think it really does fall on the man first, to be honest with you. If you're in a relationship with another woman, you got to man up, and you got to make sure that you're growing, because she, I promise you, will follow that lead, because you're the leader.
Awesome. In closing, give us a quote, give us one of your favorites that's been imprinted in your brain, what it means to you. And then I want to, you can post a link when we're done on how to get your hands on this one, because Todd so graciously sent me an advanced reader's copy before it was out. Thank you for that. But what's the favorite quote you have that can just kind of end with some value, and we'll get rolling?
Well, I have a lot of quotes, but I do like the quote that's really from the Bible, and it's just basically, do unto others as you have, or you would do unto them. And I know it's so basic, and it sounds so, I don't know, we hear it all the time, right? Do unto others as you would like them to do unto you. But it's true. Like if you want more followers on social media, are you following a lot of people yourself, and are you commenting? Because a lot of people are like, well, I want engagement, I want to blow up my social media, but I'm not really going to be very social. It's like, well, that's probably why your social media is not growing. Like right now you're serving me, so I feel like, how can I serve you? You know what I mean? Like it's cool, like you're interviewing me, so like you're serving me, so it's like now I want to serve you more. So it's like, it's that energy of, you know, you just like, I think more people, if they serve others without an agenda, without saying, okay, what can I get out of this relationship, I think the whole world will be a better place. Because at the same time, I have emailed a lot of influential people recently, you know, big names and stuff, and they're just like, a lot of them are jerks. A lot of them, I think they're incredible, but they got their start like me, but now that they have million followers, like they can't be bothered. They have an assistant tell me that they're too busy to even look at my book or even give me an endorsement, and I say they could have all the commission, I could do whatever I can do for them. Look, I just, you know, nothing. So it's like, you know, if I'm in their shoes, man, I just want to help other people, you know, with their dreams, and without, you know, specific, like what's in it for me kind of thing. And there are going to be times where it's going to be a win-win, and what's in it for you and what's in it for me. And then there's nothing wrong with that either. But I think if you look at people more of, how can I help you? How can I serve you? Literally with no agenda, I think you're going to have more friends, more relationships, more success. And it's something I'm personally working on, that God's really working inside of me to not always try to get something from someone else. You know, even if it's, of course, all my intentions are pure, it's just something I want to serve more people truly, and not just say that.
Love it. Well, I appreciate your time. How can we get our hands on this baby?
You can just go to youversusyoubook.com, www.youversusyoubook.com, and just put your name and email, and then, you know, watch the, you can also watch the book trailer too. And you can also order it on Amazon right now. And if you have a laptop, you can see the first chapter, the first battle, You Versus Your Persona. Amazon now opened that up so you can actually read it, get a taste for it, see the forward and all that stuff right on Amazon right now.
Badass. Todd, I appreciate your time. Thanks for everything you do.
Thank you.
Enjoy your workout. Everybody, thanks for being on. We'll get to the comments later.
Thank you,
So
Jared.
much, guys.
Appreciate you having me, man.
You guys have a great night. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.